Meat City, baby.
Hello and welcome back to Meat City Gaming. JD here with an episode of Kicking Aces in World of Tanks console. And yes, this is my first Kicking Aces for Season 2. And what I like to do with these videos, as opposed to the Battle Bites, which can be fun, usually a good result, maybe something quirky or interesting, Kicking Aces are reserved for the very best results. The ace tankers, the pools medals, the really crazy results, rare medals, that kind of thing. So when you see one of these pop up in the queue, you know you're in for some really good gameplay. And I guess I'll put that in air quotes for this video because, as you can see, I am in the French Tier 6 artillery, the AMX 13 F3. And first, I'm not going to defend artillery. I hate artillery just as much as everybody else. I hate losing half my health to something that I can't see, even when I'm moving and trying to play the game best I can, and getting blindsided and losing big chunks of health stinks. Yeah, I hate artillery as much as you do. But two things I'll say in my defense for this video. First, this was my first ace tanker since picking the game back up. So I had to celebrate it. I had to put the video together. This artillery, it's the only one that I have. And playing it, I had not gotten any really good results yet. And this one, everything went right. So I'm going to put the video up. And if you want to put a negative comment about artillery, drop it in the comments, and I will not only give it a thumbs up, but I will agree with it. So we're about to have our first shot here. There's the T-34-100 on the enemy team. And oh my God, I just got that perfectly timed for the lead to hit that guy and do 967 damage. Huge damage to that tank with our first shot to start off the game. Really excellent way for the battle to go. And I got to tell you, a lot of my battles don't go this way in artillery. You fire a shot, even when you're fully aimed, they're center reticle, and the shot just misses. But not today, not in this battle. That was our second shot of 2, right again on target, 1,370 damage. You can see we also have the full replay feature of my recorded live gameplay here for this one, so we'll get the damage tallies live as we're playing. Now, after I took that second shot at the second tank, I noticed in my peripheral the arcing shot from the enemy artillery coming from this direction. So I am now trying to hunt the enemy artillery and do a little bit of counter battery action, because when you can take out the enemy artillery, it's usually a good thing to do. They're going to be hidden. It's rare that they'll be spotted, but you can see the tracer from where they fire. And if you have a little bit of, like sleuthing, you can kind of figure out where they are and then maybe take them out before they even get spotted. So that's what we're attempting to do here. But in the meantime, we have a shot at this heavy tank, this VK, so we'll take it. And once again, our aim is true, and we have 3 hits on the enemy team. But now I am pretty sure that enemy artillery is in this bush somewhere. I think he's in this bush. So we're going to try and hunt him here. I think we're going to pop our consumable. I do carry food on this to try and improve the aim. There it is, that shot. Boy, that really makes me think he's there. We pop the food, increase our aim, take our shot, and oh, there it goes, wide, deep into the left. And that is how my artillery gameplay experience usually is. It's even when I have the best shot set up, the shot doesn't go where I want, and boy, that's frustrating because the enemy artillery, when they're shooting at me, doesn't seem to have that problem ever. They seem to know right where I am, and their shots always fly true. But that one did, and there he was. We did track down the M44 on the enemy team, put in a good shot, take him out in one hit, and secure that enemy counter battery kill. So things are going really well. Now, I'll jump in here. The other point I wanted to make about artillery, of course, I'm not trying to defend it, they're bad, but when you play artillery a little bit, you can, know thy enemy, right? You can figure out, oh, if I'm an artillery, here's where I'm going to go because I don't want the enemy light tank to just pop over a ridge and see me. So if you go there, that's where the other enemy is going to go. And in your battles where you're hunting artillery, you'll have a little bit of knowledge on where to look for them. Also, if you're playing artillery and you're trying to shoot an enemy tank and your vision is blocked, that rock is a little bit too tall, that building is in just the right spot for that guy to be perfectly protected and shoot at my guys, and I can't get a target on him. Well, you can also apply that knowledge when you're in your regular tanks and know that that's a pretty safe spot for artillery. So there are advantages to at least understanding artillery gameplay. I'm not asking you to love it or anything like that, but I do have this one line that I'm playing through, and that's why. So we're trying to track down an enemy here. It's a CS52 Lease, which I have no idea what that tank is. That's not what I'm familiar with at all. But finally, after tracking him for a long time, he kind of scooted under the bridge and avoided us for a while. We're finally able to splash down another big hit, putting us over 2,000 damage. And then I notice on the map that there is a light tank that has broken through the enemy lines, or through our lines, even though we have 12 tanks left. How did he get through 12 tanks? But he's through, and he's hunting for me. He will have no more of my nonsense. So I'm trying to get out of the way, and wow, I take a hit completely absorbed by the track, so that was nice. Then I'm stuck here. I get a second shot, does go in, takes almost all my health, but not quite all of it. And the third shot missed. I'm not too familiar with this tank. It's an ELC even 90, or it's a Vanguard, which I think is that same tank, but the mercenary form, something like that. I think it has a 3-shot autoloader. So I think he fired his shot, and now he's just out of ammo and waiting for that long reload. And thankfully my team saves me, which, you know, isn't always the case. Sometimes the team will just let their artillery die because of the sentiment that we all feel towards artillery, even when they're on your team. But thanks to my teammates for saving me, and now there's just one tank left on the enemy team. I'm going to try to get myself into a new position here to aim in and get one last shot in on the tank. But as you can see, it's not going to happen. My teammate is closing in very quickly on the last heavy tank there on the enemy team. So that was it. 2,339 damage, and then almost 1,000 assistance on top of that. Obviously, that's going to be tracking damage. We're not spotting anything in our artillery back here. Although, yeah, I don't think we spotted that light tank, right? He had to be unspotted and then saw us. I guess it's possible we spotted him for that damage if nobody else was. But most of the time, if you're getting assistance damage in your artillery, it's going to be for tracking. And you can see MVP of the team. Hey, certainly not something that happens a lot in artillery. So that was a great result. And there we can see, once again, the official stats. 5 direct hits. We only get the 1 kill, but that's enough. 2,300 damage, almost 1,000 assistance, gets us an ace tanker in the French Tier 6 artillery. And so that was great. Again, I don't even think I have a first-class mastery badge in this. Maybe I have a second. I'm not even sure about that. Although I haven't had the main gun, the last gun on this tank for too many battles. So, you know, you're kind of handicapping yourself if you're trying to earn ace tankers and you've got an inferior tank that's not even fully kitted out yet. So maybe it's been 10 battles since I had that main gun unlocked, and we were able to have a really nice result and get that ace tanker. So you can see we were top of the team with 1,553 base XP, and that's a great result in any tank, let alone a Tier 6 artillery. I think our numbers were pumped up quite a bit because this was a Tier 8 battle, so some of those tanks that we're hitting are 2 tiers above us, and when you're doing damage to tanks that are tiers above you, it was the case, and I believe it still is, you get bonus reward for that in terms of XP. Now with the XP numbers actually popping up on the screen, I should research that and confirm that that's true, but it was back in the day, and I believe it still is. So that is it. That is the first episode of Kicking Aces Season 2, and yeah, it's in an artillery, but hey, I'll take it. It was quick, it was fun, and the gameplay, at least it wasn't a full drawn-out battle, so we got in and got out and secured that nice ace tanker. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, or maybe you hated it. Feel free to tell me. Again, you can tell me you hate artillery in the comments, and I will agree with you all day long. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.